Hey everybody, welcome to the Love Movement Podcast. It's with my special guest, Miss Tasha, and my two co-hosts, Toya Capri and the hottest goddess, Lady Z. So we're here and we're gonna have a special evening today. We're gonna talk about health and fitness and wellness and all of that good stuff. And Tasha got the sexy
Sweating Sexy.
Sweating Sexy. That's the name of the Sweating Sexy.
Chris remembers sexy, huh?
Yeah, salon out
Studio.
in salon studio out in Lamont, and she's going to tell us about her journey. But before we get into her, we're going to talk about our sponsors. We want to thank you. We want to thank all of our viewers. You guys tune in. You make it look good, and we had a great time last week. But we got the Red Door, we got the Rhythm and Blues Cafe, we got Stacy's Cafe, we have Casa de Pores, one of the top cigar spots. We have The View, and we have Viola Shy. Come and say hi to Viola Shy. We got the Blue Note, and then we got Chicago Chicken Shack with my man Trevor. Chicken Shack. See, you was finna say chicken and waffles. I was gonna say chicken and waffles. They gave chicken and waffles. They gave me a quarter. I can't say that. But last week we had a great show with Shawnee Woods from Viola Shy, and they had a special event. They collaborated with The View, and they had David East. He was there with Melissa Ford, and.
I like how you went live. You said we got David West in the building.
Yeah.
I mean East. The name right, man. You be butchering folks' names.
Well, you know, it's some history behind that name. So it's all good. But we had a ball. We had fun. They came over, they left Viola Shy, came over to The View, and they ate, and we shared good information, and you know, it was a good collaboration for Viola Shy.
The View in a nice spot. It seemed like every time they have their celebrity guests, they end up at The View.
Yeah.
So they're in a good spot.
Yeah, they worked well together. They benefit each other, so it was real good.
That's good.
And this weekend we have a lot of Martin Luther King things. I've been invited to Mayor Brandon Johnson in Chicago. His is tomorrow, Friday, at the Marriott downtown, and then the state of Illinois, Westchester, there, Hillside, the collaboration of all the villages getting together, and they're going to do one at the Steel Workers Union in Hillside. So that's going to be real nice, and but that's good. Martin Luther King all over. Matter of fact, they having one for Operation Uplift. Did you get able to get in contact with him?
I did reach out.
Okay.
I was going to say, don't forget about yourself now.
What about me?
Your award that you're going to win. Don't be modest.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I didn't even know that was you. That was me you was talking about. Because when Trevor said, man, I'm a nominee, I said, all right, that's cool. He said, well, why don't you get somebody? I said, no. I said, I'm going to list. You going to nominate, you go and do all the follow-up, because, you know, I'm not going to hustle my own.
Right. Your own
award. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he chose you, and he sent me that letter, and I read that letter, and I was like, hold on. Who is she talking about?
Oh, my God.
And it was something special.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I talked about you. It was easy to fill in those blanks.
I mean, but see, you know, you never know how a person feels.
Yeah.
Until they reveal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So
I'll look at you rhyming.
Bars.
Yeah, it was
spoken word.
What you said? We'll do this then.
I know.
You know? So, but it was. We had a good weekend. Yeah, we're gonna have a good weekend. And salute to Martin Luther King. He would have been 95 years old today.
Wow.
And that's special. All of the things that he did to get us to where we are, and we still got a long way to go. Brother Eric Mobley, he posted about it takes a village, and it ain't gonna take a weekend to get things done. And I told him, you know, until we show the value of our black dollar, it's gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm.
And to get to the next level, it's going to take discipline. And if you're not disciplined in what you're trying to do, it's going to be hard because we got too many personalities. We got a lot of things going on. But anyway, Tasha Simpson Anderson is in the building with Sweating Sexy. It is not ING, it's
Sweating.
IN.
Sweating.
Sexy. And Tasha, tell us about you. Tell us who you are and how you got to where you are, about your family and stuff like that.
In terms of fitness?
No. In terms of who you are.
Okay, well, I am a full-time real estate broker. In addition to being the owner of Sweat and Sexy, I am married. I've got a daughter, and I've got actually 2 daughters and a son. Got a grandson. And how I got on this Sweat and Sexy journey is kind of fitness and nutrition have always been near and dear to me. And when I thought about starting a new business, I kind of went on the path of what would I do if I wasn't getting paid. So I'm like, well, I'm always into fitness. I've always cared about nutrition. You know, I don't eat certain things. I don't eat meat. I don't do dairy. So
what do they call you if you don't?
I'm a
eat meat?
pescatarian because I do consume seafood.
Okay.
So I wanted to make sure that I'm sharing the information that I know with people who need it. And the way food is manufactured now, and you know, the increase of prescription use, it's like people need to hear and need to be able to have a place where they can go, where they can learn about, you know, more than just working out, but also nutrition. So that's kind of how I got on the path of this fitness studio.
But see, you bring in different things to the game, because last week we had Shawnee. She was on, and she's a masseuse.
Mm-hmm.
And she said when she talked to Daniel, which is one of the owners of the Violet Shy, he told her that she should come in and get some toppings, meaning they could use marijuana or what is it? CBD or whatever for relaxation and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny you say it, because the pharmaceutical industry is a $1 trillion industry,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody that goes to the hospital come back with some kind of prescription.
Mm-hmm.
If they go to the doctor's office, they come back with some kind of prescription. I take 9 pills a day, and that's for my heart, but that's outside. And sometimes I question, are these pills working? It doesn't work. And it's interesting that everybody's taking different avenues about the food industry, and different avenues about the pill industry and the exercise industry or whatever. But we asked the question yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. I mentioned you in it. What type of exercises and how long should a person exercise?
Mm-hmm.
As you give, and the age range is different. And we got Takara James, and she's one of the health gurus, and she always in the gym. I remember she was a Bulls cheerleader at one point in time, but everybody's doing something different. What ideas would you give people when they're working out?
Yeah, if weight loss is your goal, you should be working out no less than 3 days a week, 30 minutes to an hour. But everybody should be moving every day, even if it's not about losing weight. So if it's solely weight loss, it should be, like I said, 3 days a week, but using strength training, not cardio, strength training. Because when you're strength training, you're training your muscles. Whereas cardio is nothing wrong with cardio. Cardio is more for heart health. It's not going to make you lose weight. You can jump around all day long. You're really not going to lose weight by cardio. You need strength training.
Okay, and then with the strength training, tell us some of the exercises that we could use to gain strength, or without weights and isometrics and stuff like that.
Resistance bands. I love resistance bands because you can use them for any part of your body. You can use them for squatting. You can use them to increase your leg muscles. You can use them for arms. Resistance bands are the way to go. They're inexpensive. You can take them wherever you want to go. You don't have to carry heavy weights with you because you're using your own body weight.
A rubber.
Yeah, and they have some that are cloth that are even stronger,
Okay.
more resistance, but resistance bands definitely. And anybody can buy those.
I got some collecting dust.
Yep.
I sure got some.
Yeah. You can come up with so many different exercises solely with resistance bands.
Okay. I'm gonna have to pull them out.
So and you do a regimen. Somebody was talking about yesterday, you should always incorporate push-ups and jumping jacks into your exercise. What do you think about that?
Push-ups, yes. And push-ups does not always involve you being on the floor. You can do wall push-ups. You can even use your resistance bands for that to strengthen up your pecs and all of that. But no, I don't necessarily think jumping jacks is great, especially for older. The older you get, you're putting all that trauma on your knees. And you don't need that. And again, that's just you doing cardio. If you just want to use it to warm up, yeah, it's okay. But I don't think that should be like your sole exercise.
Right.
I read something yesterday that if you did sit-ups, like when you first wake up in the morning while you have an empty stomach, does that make any difference?
Yeah, the stomach will go nowhere if you don't change your diet.
Dang.
Yeah.
Go to chicken and waffles.
Lay off that fish.
Yeah, you can do crunches. You can do 100 crunches a day. If you're still eating the same diet, your stomach will not go anywhere.
Yeah. And that's not easy. Just being disciplined to eat the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was told that like the more cardio you do, the more it increases your body producing cortisone, which is then going to counteract basically what you're trying to do, which is to help you burn calories and all of those things.
And you're burning, if you're doing strength training, you're burning calories. Right. And then even still, you're going to feel your heart increase. So you're still working your heart by doing strength training. So it's kind of like you're getting the best of both worlds by doing just strength training.
I started working out with a personal trainer, and she focused a lot on strength training, and I couldn't figure out
that's why
or high and low reps, as far as go really intense for a couple minutes and then you cool down by less resistance. And so I couldn't understand the strategy, but now that you're saying that makes total sense.
And stretching should always be part of your regimen too. After you work out, always include stretching, because it's gonna help you recover quicker, and it'll reduce your lactic acid, which is what makes you hurt after you work out. So stretching, and plus it helps your flexibility and it relaxes you. So always include stretching after you work out.
That's awesome. So tell us, what challenges or what did you go through to inspire you to become a fitness health expert?
Like I said, it's always been in me. And when I wanted to start this business, I trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And that just naturally came to me. We also have dancing. So it's like, I love to dance, and working out is part of me. So it just clicked. It just made sense. So the journey and the actual opening the business was very challenging, because I had a lot of issues with the village. I had the space a year before I actually opened.
Okay.
So I was paying rent on the space that I couldn't use.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what would tell, because everybody think it's just easy to open up a business and you got to have overheads, you got to do all of this other stuff. Tell us what were the challenges when you were with the village?
So they kept requiring me to make changes, and then once the changes were made, then there were more changes that needed to be made. And in the very beginning, they had me go through a special use process, which took about 4 or 5 months on its own. And then after that, like I said, they kept having me just do things. And it got to a point where I started comparing my business to another business that was similar to mine that was also in Lamont. And I'm like, wait a minute, well, why are you requiring this of me, but not requiring it of this other person who just looked a little different than me? So
there it is.
Yeah. So I started, I had to throw that in there for them to back off.
Yeah.
Now, so a lot of people they speak of Dr. CB and the things that he came up with trying to cure diseases and stuff like that, and what he would take. What kind of regimen do you use as it relates to vitamins, sea moss, ginger, all of that good stuff.
So I think that we need to be eating colorful foods. We should be eating the red foods, the purple foods, the green foods. Nature has they all of those foods have a purpose. Like the red and purple foods, those are the antioxidants. The green foods, that's you get calcium from the green foods. You get your um I'm losing my thought.
That's okay.
But your orange and yellow foods, you're getting your vitamin C. So it's like you should always incorporate all of the colors of the food in your diet. And you're gonna get the vitamins and minerals that you need just by virtue of eating the different color foods.
Okay. And you said that you're a pescatarian.
Mm-hmm.
How many different categories of health
There's so many.
are there? I mean, because I hear a
Yeah.
lot, but I'm not into all of that.
So you got the vegans. The vegans don't consume any animal products,
Okay.
which is what I started off being. But that was before veganism became a big thing. So it was difficult to eat. And it took a lot of time. I had to prepare my meals in advance because you couldn't just go and buy a vegan burger somewhere.
Yeah.
So it just took so much time. So then I just incorporated seafood again, but I still don't do dairy and the eggs and all the other animal products.
Why not?
Because I don't take medicine. And what does that have to do with it? So animals consume more pharmaceuticals than people. So if I'm going to eat some chicken, then I'm eating whatever medication they gave that chicken. If I'm eating some pork, which I wouldn't do anyway, I'm eating whatever medication they gave that pork. Animals get cancer just like people. Do you think that they take that cancer-ridden animal out before they cut it up and give it to you? No. So you're consuming everything that's in that animal, and I just don't.
So that means you didn't get your COVID shot.
I did not get my COVID shot.
Well, bless you. But they in a lot of vegetables and fruits, they have pesticides.
I buy organic.
And you buy organic?
But even still, it's always something. But you just try to do whatever you can to minimize it. Because how do I know that what I bought is really organic? You really don't.
Right.
So everything is so corrupt. You just don't know. You just try to do your best.
Yeah.
I worked for someone that had an extreme perspective, and she grew all her own food. She would not eat it. We went out to lunch or dinner. She would pull out her own food. She had her own garden at her home, and she literally would not eat anything that she didn't grow. And she looked amazing. She was, of retirement age, looked 20 years younger, and was just you could tell was just in good health.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm capable of doing that, but
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy. And this lady told me, I will never forget, an older lady. She told me, she said, if you want to die, no, she said, if you don't do anything, you're going to die easily. But if you want to live, you got to put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also noticed that different foods affect your mental health as well. I know my daughter explained that to me because she had started to become a vegan as well. And I noticed her attitude had changed over the weeks that she was eating better food.
Yeah, and then when you see these pharmaceutical commercials, the side effects are worse. A lot of times worse than what you're taking the medicine for.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the medicine because my hair is falling out, but I may want to kill myself.
right.
It's it's crazy.
The side effects are
Exactly right.
Yeah. I you know what? At the older you get, you pay attention to the commercials about pharmaceutical stuff, because I had a 5-year exam last week, and a confession. So they was gonna give me an MRI, and when I went up in the tunnel, to me it was a coffin.
That's when
I
they give you the X-ray.
squeezed the button and I told them, let me out, because I can't do this.
Mhm.
So then they prescribed to me a stress test,
Mhm.
but I did not have to run on a treadmill. I did not have to do anything. They injected me with this medication that simulated that I was running a stress test.
Wow.
And they said, Mr. Brown, we're going to shoot you up with this medicine, and it's going to act like that you're running, you're jogging, whatever. You're going to get shortness of breath, and you're going to have a headache.
That's crazy.
I did it.
everything that they said was gonna happen.
Mhm.
But the difference is that they didn't put me in a tunnel like that. I could see out, I could see my feet and all that. With that other one, I couldn't see nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I said, "Man, let me out of here." I was nervous, but then I started thinking about how the industry works. If the medical field is the way it is, people being diagnosed on the street that don't even have the symptoms.
Mhm.
I remember one time watching the news and they was at a scene and the brother was shot and they put the cover over it. And another brother was out on the scene and he told the fireman, he said, "Look, man, that dude moving." Well, they had covered him up.
Oh God.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's money for them as it go. So I always told my doctor, I said, "You a drug dealer." I say, because you you give me all these samples of drugs and you making money off of that.
Absolutely.
Every time you subscribe something,
Yeah.
then you making money. So I live off of hope and prayer.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I motivate myself. It's been 5 years since I had the heart procedure, but I can't live like I'm dying.
Mhm.
And a lot of people live like they're dying because they're scared of this and they're scared of that, whatever the case might be. And when you look at the news, I see where in the Impossible meat that they got meat in it. I see on the news where if you eat a hot dog, it got humans in it.
Ew.
I mean, you see all of this
Yeah,
stuff.
you just don't know.
And
what you-
you just don't know. So when we think we doing right by eating an Impossible or a bean burger or whatever the case might be, you don't know what they did
Now with
to
those,
put in there.
then so with the vegan meats, the Impossible Burgers and the Beyond Burgers, all that stuff is still processed food.
Mhm.
So although it's vegan, they try to make it seem like it's healthy. It's not, because you look at the ingredients, you got all kinds of stuff you can't pronounce. So it's not like it's healthy for you. It's still processed food, which is the main culprit for me. So many people overweight, all this processed food. People think it's carbs. It's not carbs, it's bad carbs. Your body needs carbs. It needs carbs for energy. Carbs, it's a macronutrient. Carbs, protein, and fat. You need that in your body. It's just the bad protein, which is all of that refined, the white bread, the
Sugars.
the white sugar, the
Mhm.
white rice, the white pasta.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is what's not good.
What
for you.
color pasta should you get?
Brown.
Yellow?
Grain.
Brown.
Whole grain.
Oh,
Yep,
like whole grain.
Mhm.
That's what they recommend.
I've had some great whole grain products.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's all about how you train your palate. We need certain foods to survive, but we've made ourselves believe that it has to be so enticing. You just got to train your body to be okay with consuming certain things, and they're making so many things more appealing as far as the taste of it. Like quinoa to me is decent.
Yeah.
I've just gotten to a point where the substitutes to me are just as good as the real thing.
Yeah, it's old Sterling, my son. He's a pescatarian or whatever the case. He loves seafood.
That just blows down.
Yeah, that's just
Whatever that is.
Whatever
yeah.
it is.
But yeah, I'm mad because my grandkids won't get a chance to eat chicken wings.
Oh,
They won't. He feed them just like he eat. They
my
can only-
girlfriend did her kids like that.
Yeah.
And she ended up finding her son underneath the table. He had grabbed the chicken. Somebody
He
was
like,
standing up
shoot,
to
I'm
him.
having
That was
this
his
way.
first time.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm mad at Sterling. I'm mad. My grandkids can't even have a cheeseburger
But why you mad at him for trying to make
because
sure
the
his
stuff,
kids are taken
the
care
stuff,
of?
what's in it that he's feeding them is the same mess that's in the rest of
Not
it.
necessarily. So, I was looking at this picture from Woodstock. All of those people, they walking around with no shirts on. Nobody is really obese.
Mhm.
They had the same. They were
They
eating
smoked
carbs.
a lot of weed. Though.
So they eating a lot. But how come none of them were obese?
That's true.
Yeah, they take them.
All they
poppy
do
seeds.
is get high and lay around and get high some more.
Yeah.
But nobody was overweight. So
Yeah.
why is that?
I don't know.
Because all of this processed food we
I
eating
agree.
today, they didn't have that then. They didn't have all of the pharmaceuticals in the chickens and in the cows and in the pigs. So it's different than it used to be back when you grew up.
Okay.
So your son not giving them chicken is not the same chicken you had.
Yeah, well, that might be true, but
Christians
he's
want them to have
giving
some
them
chicken.
that them bean pies, and that ain't got the same. I don't know, but all of it to me is a big money market industry because now I want to go and juice. Everybody want juice.
Mhm.
Juice. Well, when I went to the doctor, to the dietitian after my heart procedure, they say eat it raw. Why would you juice it?
Right. And the reason why you shouldn't be juicing it is because like the skin helps. So
Has the
it's so much
most
sugar in just the
nutrients.
juice itself.
Mhm.
The skin helps cut down the sugar. You need all of it together. So you don't need
Mhm.
to be juicing unless it's a vegetable.
Yeah. And then my doctor, she said, be careful of the sweets, the sugars, and the fruits. She said some of that stuff is not good for you.
In excess. I think.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So if you're eating fruit and you're consuming the juice from the fruit, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the fruit juice because a lot of it only has like 2% juice. The
Juice.
rest is sugar and water.
Mhm.
So it's different.
Okay. But all of the big money industry, they kill me with all of that crazy
They got
stuff.
a lot of sugar in tequila too.
Yeah, I
CB.
do.
And what?
And tequila.
Oh yeah.
Who drink tequila?
So if you trying to
Tito's.
lose some stomach,
No, well, I think Tito's don't have sugar,
It
to my
doesn't.
understanding.
Tito's is made
Yeah,
with
that
corn.
was one of the vodkas that
It's with
didn't have
corn.
sugar.
You got some made with corn, some made with
grains,
potatoes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you got some made with different products. But it's interesting how people eat and how the food industry come up with different pots and pans. And now they got these air fryers and the ovens that they cook in now, saying that you don't. Well, all I can say is you're gonna leave here one day, and whatever people choose to do with their life and how they
Yep.
live it and lifestyle, whatever. Hey,
Yep.
blessings and peace and blessings to everybody.
All right. I ain't trying to live forever, but I want to live well.
As
Yeah,
long as I
yeah,
can.
me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
As long as I can get on a boat or a plane, I'm fine.
Right.
Mhm.
And
And
you
so,
can clean yourself. You said that's your main concern. You
what?
want to be able to wipe yourself and clean
Yes,
yourself.
yeah. See, a lot of people buy Bounty. I buy Value. I just want to. That's all I want to do. I buy the Value. I buy the cheapest toilet paper and paper towels they got. And I see the other people that spending $25 for a 6-pack or 8-pack of Bounty. Man, I don't need that Bounty. Just let me clean myself, Lord. I appreciate you. So you have your challenges, you have your things that you go through in the process. How do you motivate people when people say, "Hey, I want to join, I want to get into"? Do you do some kind of interview with them? Do they fill out a chart? And
No, not necessarily. We just talk and find out what their goals are, what they want to do. And one thing they'll find when they come to Sweat and Sexy is that we're more like a family, we're a community. And we welcome everybody. We don't care if you 20 pounds or 400 pounds. Everybody is welcome there and everybody feels comfortable. And we have small, intimate size classes so that people can get that individual attention that they're looking for when they come to a studio. So they don't get lost. They're not just a number.
okay, well that'll work. I mean, because some people are shy,
Mm-hmm.
and me, like I walk today maybe 4 or 5 miles in the mall. I go to the mall and walk because I just can't do a treadmill. That
Mhm.
just don't work for me. I ain't gonna be walking in place.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna walk, I want to go somewhere. I want to make sure. If I'm gonna be doing
That makes sense, Chris.
Very logical.
That definitely makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I want to go somewhere. I don't just want to be looking at the same thing all the time. So and then you see other people, but it's very relaxing to me.
Mhm.
What are some of the things that you do? I don't know if you're into yoga or whatever, but at the studio, what's relaxing?
Mhm. So we offer a variety of different things because we want to make sure no matter what your goal is, we have it for you. So we do offer, we don't call it yoga, we call it a soothing stretch class. So we offer that. And then after each class, we have like 10 minutes of stretching. So because I want to make sure if you when you leave me, you're already stretched because if you go home, you may not stretch.
Mm.
So after every class, we do stretch to make sure people have done that. And we also offer line dance class. Some people are relaxing with line dancing,
Now-
so we do that on
Now,
Friday
are
nights.
you a line dance
Yeah, she
instructor?
said she
I'm
like
not the
dancing.
instructor for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I've got another lady who's the
Okay,
instructor for
because
that.
that could be complicated, man. All them
Oh
different
man, they got a
spins
line
and
dance
That's a
for
lot of
everything.
exercises for
Yes,
sure.
yeah,
yes.
and yeah, but so what are the things that you do that calm you down? What are some of the exercises we should do to help calm us down?
Stretching.
Stretching
Yep.
is good.
hmm
And what else?
For calming yourself, I would just say stretching.
Stretching is
Yeah.
very good to calm
Mhm.
yourself.
Because there's so many ways you can stretch.
Okay.
So absolutely.
Now, do you do breathing exercises?
So when we're at the end of the class, when we're doing our stretching, and even during the class, I'm always reminding people, make sure you're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. So we're always focusing on that. So by the time they get to the stretching when they're relaxing, it's easier for them to focus on the breathing.
Okay. Okay. Well, we really appreciate you and your knowledge and information. Tell everybody where you are and how they can get in contact with you and your social media pages and all of that good stuff, because they need to find out, especially in your area.
Yeah, we are at Sweat and Sexy, SWEATIN, Sexy. We're located at 335 Front Street in Lamont, and we're at sweatandsexy.com. Our socials are Sweat and Sexy Studio.
Sweat and Sexy Studio. That's on Facebook or Instagram?
Both Facebook
Oh,
and
Sweat and
Instagram.
Sexy Studio. Okay. And Lamont.
In Lamont.
That's all right. Hey, but listen, we really appreciate you. You ladies got anything else you like to add? Look at her. She just laughing. She's something else.
No, we are most definitely happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Very knowledgeable. I know you spoke about dancing. So what are some of your favorite dances? you like
So
to do?
we also have pole dancing. We have that
Oh
there.
my God.
All right,
Okay.
all right. Like I said, it's something for
right.
everybody. So we have pole dancing. We have high heel dance. We call it strut and groove. So you can
Okay.
dance in your high heels. Hey,
All right. we should have not got that excited. Just
Yeah,
now.
we
I don't know
really
why we
did.
that in
Our
the
ears
You know
no
why?
less. I'm
completely
sorry.
You try to put a pole in your basement. Yes, you is. Yes, you is.
Yes.
With the
Well, I
husband,
noticed
when
you had an upcoming event as well. So do you have an event coming up soon?
an actual event, no, but
Okay, so the flyer that we posted was just your
Oh, that-
for
every
Friday,
every Friday
okay.
we have the line dancing on Friday nights at 7:15. And in addition to that, we also have a trampoline class. That's a 30-minute class because who can jump on a trampoline?
That's a lot
for
of
an
work
hour?
too. I was about to
Oh
say.
yeah,
But
that's
you
a
gotta
nice
know what
shift.
you're doing, because that trampoline hurts you.
Yeah.
The I like trampolines because it's easy on your knees.
Okay.
So you
Is
can
it?
because there's no trauma. You're just
Yeah.
bouncing.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You're
'Cause
bouncing
I've
on your
seen videos with
Yeah.
folks that they wasn't looking good. And their knees weren't looking good either.
Well, see, that's what if you notice they're upgrading the basketball courts.
Okay.
Some people have rubber courts now where
Oh
they
no,
used to
that is
have
cheating.
they used to have wood,
Oh, okay.
but it's a hard rubber. It's not a rubber where you can get a
Oh,
bounce
they
on.
Yeah.
bounce. Oh,
Mhm.
okay, because I was gonna
Yeah,
say that's
it's a
cheating.
hard rubber, but it's less shock to the knees,
Mhm.
Yeah.
less shock to the hips.
Yeah.
It's a less
Yeah.
shock. So, but everybody's trying to do something different, and be creative and
Just trying to
try to
figure
hit
it
the
out.
home
That's
Yeah.
all. We
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So by you sharing the information that you have, it gives people up different ideas, because everybody's not going to do it the same.
Mhm.
And my workout is going to be different from her workout
Right.
Mhm.
or that young man's workout. I'm a little.
It's for sure gonna be different. I definitely don't want to see you on no pole. I'm just saying.
I don't think that's a good idea either, Chris.
I don't think that's a good idea either. But
But if you want to
I'll trick some of y'all.
if you want to, we welcome you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just watch.
Right.
I'll just watch. I ain't gonna make no moves.
We're gonna do a
I'll see if I like this class.
QC
Do
inspection.
I like this class? I don't know. What she got on? Them red bottom stiletto.
Not real bodies.
Red bottom stiletto. But that's what we're about. We appreciate you coming out. This
Thank you for having
so,
me.
so nice of us. Nice for us, for you to
Thank
come
you.
out
Mhm.
and bless us with your information and what you're trying to accomplish. So without further ado, to all our people out there, we want to say, hey, treat people the way you want to be treated and never give up. I had a menage a trois with
Wait, what?
Man.
peace and happiness.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And that's how the love movement was birthed.
Thank God.
Okay.
Because all our challenges that we go through in life every day, everybody's trying to figure it out. And then some things don't work for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And people have negative things to say, and they don't want to, you know, they always in a dark place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, out of all of the challenges and everything I went to, I married peace and happiness.
I know that's right.
We got married, and that's where the love movement came from. I just wanted to show some love to the people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because we got too many dark things that's going on in the world. So as we say, want to be. Thank you very much, sweetie.
Look at Wanda's
We're
like,
finna get out of here. We want to thank all our viewers and our sponsors, and we really want to thank Tasha Simpson Anderson for her input about the exercise and the fitness and health industry.
And thank you
Thank
for
you
having
very
me.
much.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Good night.
All right, good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Aw.
I didn't know where you was going with that menage a trois comment. I was going to say, Chris, hold on, Chris. This is a PG-13 show, okay?
She just wanna have fun too. She know how to roll one. If I need her to come through, turn up, we best friends. Fall till we follow, she want to. Female version of myself, couldn't be with nobody else.